and welcome. I'm going to just give it a few moments. Whew, this light is really bright. I'm going to give it a few moments for people to come onto the chat. I want to talk about our journey so far this year and what we can expect from the full moon in Taurus, and maybe a little bit of reflection as to where we've been, what's been going on. Why so much change so rapidly? And it's important to embrace change, to adapt to change, because that really is hi Jess, that is the only constant here on planet Earth in our life experiences. Hi. So glad you're here. Oh, I'll tell you, I had so much energy and inspiration to come live and join all of you. And just within the last hour, my energy just dipped down. We had some pretty big blasts from the sun. I don't know if you've noticed or not. Um, uh, Pretty powerful coronal mass ejection and then some solar flares after that. Oh, good. You love the view from earlier. Yeah, and that's my interpretation of Taurus, or this Taurus energy in nature, grounded. There's a little bit of water. We're still coming out of a lot of watery or emotional energy. And I don't know about you, but I'm definitely feeling a lot more adjusted and comfortable in slowing down, taking my time, getting into my own natural rhythm, finding my own natural rhythm. Hi, Amy. Yes, so much incoming from the sun. It's amazing. It feels comforting. This is very comforting energy, and that's this beautiful Taurus full moon I feel with Venus as the ruler of Taurus. And I know we're not quite there yet. The moon is in Aries as we're doing this reading, but I feel the energy, and I've been feeling a lot more settled, not as restless. There's been a lot of change or interruption to the normal scheduled Capricorn rigid ways, but that's good because we all need to break out of that old energy. That's where I really want to take us all backwards in time for just a little bit. And I have to credit a lot of this. I took some notes. I have to credit a lot of this remembering from an astrologer. Her name is Brittany, and she's with Ethereal Astrology. She has a YouTube channel. Check her out. I have not listened to her in years. She came across my feed the other day, and I started to listen, and suddenly it just snapped me into, oh, that's right. All of the astrology, all of the the twists and turns that we've taken on this journey, it's all tied together, and it's all really helping to bring us to a place of more of a natural flow, a natural rhythm, our natural way of being. Hello, everybody. Hi, Lisa. Jess says, definitely sleeping a little better at night. Good. Nice break, I'd say, says Amy. Yeah, comforting, right? That we've actually started to settle down a bit. And that's the point. We had, so let's go back to January through April of 2020. I don't think anybody can forget about that energy. I remember reporting on the astrology that was culminating at that time, not realizing that I was dead center in it. But that was a very challenging yet important and potent conjunction with Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, and the South Node, all in Capricorn. That was most likely the final straw, the major push out of it wasn't even comfort zone, out of the Capricorn energy. Suddenly, we began to really feel that the last 35 years of life have not been going with our natural flow. We've been forced into a 9 to 5 or whatever. We've been forced into these rigid structures, top down power over the Saturn ruled Capricorn way of being. And even if you weren't living in that completely, there was definitely a paradigm that you were born into where it was ingrained in you. It shook us as a collective, absolutely. And so that energy, and of course, we're working also with the South Node in Capricorn at the time. Endings, right? Completing that. No more. It became so uncomfortable, so unbearable. We knew, and life was it was not satisfying, to say the least. A lot of people were unhappy, or realizing that they were unhappy in the robotic ways of being, right? I have my tea. It says get grounded. I know it's backwards on the lives, but this is the energy. Stay grounded in this energy. And I don't think you need to really worry about it. I feel like this Taurus full moon energy is really helping us to be more grounded. But definitely connect to nature. And that in 2020, that was a rare, potent, and challenging lineup that shook the world, opened our eyes to how we had been operating and why we had been so unhappy, forcing ourselves to be happy. That's the energy of feeling really stuck and not being able to push through into a freer, more liberating way of living life, and instead found ourselves following rigid structures and schedules, and what we were focused on outputting or doing had to do with, I mean, we also had to take a look at our Virgo this year, our perfectionism, how we're seen by other people, what we look like. I know from experience, and I know you guys were all there together, our egos would probably be like, no, I'm not that way, but oh, yeah. And once we broke free, we thought, I'm free. But it took us a good 5 years to really work through all of the inner workings of ourselves, our inner psyche, our mind, our mindset, our mentality, our beliefs. Capricorn is traditions that have been placed on us. So we're looking at the other side of what was considered taboo right now, especially with the sun still in Scorpio, working with the black moon, opposing this full moon. And let's see. Yes, it's been really difficult. Had a lot of anger issues this past week, says Jess. Amy's gonna make tea. Yes, things changed rapidly from that point. Yet our intentions were to we had more passion. Whatever we were doing, if we weren't passionate about it, if we weren't excited about it, if it wasn't in our heart, it was thrown out the window for a lot of us. And we found something to get excited and passionate about. Now we find ourselves 5 years later, going through all the changes that we had to go through in that 5-year period to actually be the change, become and embody the changes that we desired to create for ourselves. So yeah, prior to that, for the 35, I'm just going to say about 35 years, because Saturn and Pluto don't come into a conjunction very often. It's about every 35 years, so it's rare. And then you add in Jupiter and the South Node, that's even more rare. So we started to really realize we were feeling stuck, unable to move forward, dissatisfied, restricted with the overall direction that life was going, unhappy. We had either extremely unhappy with how life had been going up to that point, or just realized we had outgrown that. It's no longer in alignment with us. It felt like big permanent changes were really needed to be made, and they were. They were. It took us about that 5 years to actually go through all the metamorphosis, all the changes that we've needed to go through to break out of that Capricorn status. The Capricorn, the status, the rules, the controlling ways, the ways we were controlling things, and begin to adopt new behaviors based on our passions and not tradition, not responsibility. Yes, we still have responsibilities, but not based on status, not based on status and success, not so super serious. Our creativity began to blossom and open. Let's see what you guys are saying here. It has been unbelievable. I'm so glad things are really worked out so wonderfully. Yes, Lisa. Amy says, so proud of the growth. Oops. I lost. So proud of the growth and self-realization I've seen in others and myself. Yes, same. Absolutely. So then we had all these moon cycles that we went through this year. We're in a year of completion. We are breaking out of the Pisces era. We're breaking out of the Capricorn structures. And that's taken some time. We want to still take our time. We're not completely there yet, but we are so close. We are so close. We had a new moon solar eclipse in Aries in April. That was began this new beginning cycle for us, new experiences of life where we could connect to what we're actually really excited about and passionate about. Aries, ruled by Mars, is new ways of doing things. We've had the training wheels on for quite some time through this year. But the eclipses are big breakthroughs. That was April. Then May, we had a new moon in Taurus. So we're completing that Taurus moon cycle now. And that was helping us sustain these new ways of being, these new behaviors, these new attitudes, this new mindset, and taking a more grounded and embodied approach in what we are passionate about. Trusting in the process of that. Becoming more confident in following our heart. Then in June, we had a new moon in Gemini, and that was really helping us to adjust and adapt to the new mindset, helping us be more flexible, helping us be more playful, and playful with life. Playful, having a new mindset, a new attitude, a new emotional state of being. Then in July, new moon in Cancer. New moons are always new beginnings, new births. That was nurturing our emotions, teaching us to come back home to ourselves, coming home within ourselves, finding home within the heart, and finding home within what we're passionate about. Again, passionate new ways of being. So this is the metamorphosis process that we've been going through, right? Full moon in Capricorn in July brought us to some practical reality, how we could put our new mindset, put our new passion, our new ways of being into practical reality. I wrote putting the dream into action, playing around with the energy. What is it that I can actually create if I stay on track with this new mindset, this new way of being, and I trust it, I believe it. We haven't gotten there yet. we did make that breakthrough. Let's see. Okay, the next moon. The moon cycles are always changing. They're always helping us evolve. New moon in Leo in August. Here's our courage. Here's the bold believing in ourselves, and believing in our new mindset, believing in our new behaviors, recognizing our fears also, because that Leo energy is, finding the courage, and where are we fearful of being more playful, more inquisitive, have more imagination. We've had to work some of those things out for sure. Full moon in Aquarius in August. We were breaking free from those fears that really kept us stuck. And so we have to be patient with these processes, right? New moon in Virgo, September, the first of two. That was highlighting and showing us our habits and our routines of our daily life, and what really had to shift and be in alignment with our new mindset, our new behaviors, our new ways of being, embody our new, more lighthearted approach to life, and recognizing those patterns of our daily routine, which we will be doing until mid next year with the South Node in Virgo. Recognizing where we are too critical of ourselves and of others, perfectionism, where we overthink, overanalyze things. And we had, yes, Jess, I'm still having a lot of fears I'm trying to work through. And those will pop up. Those will pop up. It's a process, right? We have to trust the process. It's not a one and done at all. Then we had a full moon in Pisces, which was a lunar eclipse in September. And that's where we began that was like the Fool card, a new leap of faith, a new trust, going all in, jumping off the deep end. Faith, hope, and trust in our new behaviors based on passion instead of the traditional old ways. This was a new moon lunar eclipse, and it really helped us to, whatever you experienced, I can recall different experiences that had, it seemed to seal the deal. But then we go back, energy ebbs and flows, just like the tide. We go forward, yes, and then we get pulled back into our fears, our doubt, what we need to let go of, right? So we've been doing this a lot this year specifically, really helping us to embody and embrace the new mindset and way of being that gets us in alignment with that passion. Even if you didn't have an actual, what am I going to do for my life? There was a passion, a drive, like I've got to break free. I need to be outside more. I need to, whatever it was for you. We all were chained and bound to something mentally and emotionally that we were ejected from, or given the go, like go, get off of this Capricorn train. So yeah, new passionate approach. So that was the solar eclipse. Yeah, letting go of what holds us back, which is overworking, overthinking, overanalyzing, perfectionist. What is everybody going to think? What is everybody going to say? What do I look like? What does my home look like? What do my clothes look like? All of the things. My work, it's got to be a certain way. Is that in alignment with your passion, with your heart? If not, it's not going to feel right. It's got to go. Then we had a new moon in Libra in October, just last month, helping us find balance with this new, different way of life. It was sort of a recalibration, helping us to find balance. And I do recall being shown some of the cards that came up over and over again, where we had 1 foot in one world, 1 foot in the other, 1 foot in the old version of ourselves, 1 foot in the new version of ourselves. And we were trying to figure out how we could make that work. Try not to overthink this. Go with how it feels. Follow your heart and your gut. Let's see. New moon in Libra also prepare. It was a preparation phase, which I feel like we're still kind of in that preparation phase. We're having new experiences that are manifesting. We're manifesting more new experiences in our life that are in alignment with our passion, our heart, our soul. How we fit our relationships into these new ways. Okay, so here we left off with the Libra new moon, and that's a conundrum. There's a couple of different things that we're still working out astrologically, and I'm sure there's more. There's still fears that are going to come up. But when we change, when we become more authentic and true to our heart and our passion, that's a big change. And sometimes those that we are in relationship with, it can be family, it can be friends, it can be lovers, spouses, coworkers, you name it. When you're embodied the true version of you, you're going to find out who your real friends are and who's really in alignment with you. So we're still trying to figure out, like, how can I fit relationships in? Because up until the Libra axis point, it was all about me, my change, Aries. Now we're incorporating relationships and the flow of money. How am I going to bring in the money that is needed to sustain this energy? So we still have some kinks to work out that we're working through now. Here's the Taurus full moon. We are at the point of sustaining the new behaviors, the new versions of ourselves that we began to strip away what was not us, find what really is us, and now we are sustaining that energy. We're sustaining the behaviors based on our passions instead of our traditions and responsibilities of the old way. Becoming more comfortable in the slower pace that these new ways may require. And that's important to, I can reflect on, especially the readings I've been doing probably since May or June. They were all saying, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. This is still an old energy within us that thinks we got to push, control, do. And that began to backfire on many of us and not producing the results that we thought that they would. Amy says, for the longest time, I believed people couldn't change. A tiger doesn't change its stripes, but I've seen it and believe it's possible. Yes. I've seen it too. Many, within many people. So, now we have this full moon, which is exact on the 5th of November. Full moons are always opposing the sun in Scorpio, the moon in Taurus, and they're working with the north and the south node. So this is really supportive energy to help us step fully into these new ways of being, these new behaviors, and letting go of the old ways. Sustaining new behaviors, more confidence, more ease, more self-compassion, and the release of the past Virgo ways. Like I was saying, perfectionism, overthinking, being overcritical of ourselves and of others, overworking, overcomplicating things. This is becoming easier to let go of. The challenge, one of the biggest challenges I feel for this full moon, and there's always a challenge, there's always polarity, there's always a challenge. We have Venus. Venus is in Libra. It's one of her home signs. Venus is also the ruler of Taurus. So this is a Venus-ruled moon opposing Chiron in Aries. It feels like a personal reading tonight, says Jess. I've had a lot of these things come up for me that were hidden too. We've got Black Moon Lilith working with the sun. Mars just is about to move out of Scorpio into Sagittarius. I will touch on that too. Mercury now in Sagittarius. But let me go back to the Venus first. Opposing Chiron. Triggers and insecurities, especially about cultivating balance, ease, and rest into our new space of a more natural rhythm. It is so needed to be in our natural rhythm. And finding that rhythm can be a challenge because those challenges lie in our wounds, whether it was your parents or your upbringing, you're lazy, you're crazy, all this mind stuff too, right? Especially when the ebb and flow of life pushes us forward and pulls us back. The rhythms of our new behaviors can still feel very new, very vulnerable, very uncomfortable. Also, like I was saying, how do we fit our relationships in with our new flow, our new way of being? So we've had the training wheels on for a little while here. Money flow can still be off. I mean, it is. It's on and it's off. It's up and it's down. That's my experience anyway. We're being proven to us, our mindset, our energy, what we are manifesting, what we are creating can really become something tangible, but are we ready for it yet? Or do we still have some shadow or wounds in action that are going to mess that up? So we're given this time and space to really work through all of this stuff, which is beautiful, because if we're not ready, it's not going to be satisfying. The full rhythm and flow is not quite where it should be. It should be an easy, even metaphysical, natural flow. That's really how it should be. So it seems like it may still feel like we're stuck in a waiting room of some sort. We're seeing the change of events, yet the flow isn't like turned on full force yet. It's drips and drabs, trickles and this. But know this. Know this in your heart and soul. We are closer now than we've ever been before. We are closer now than we've ever been before. We have to complete this year. It is the year 9, completion, endings. We have Saturn and Neptune at the end degrees of Pisces, completion, endings. Year of the snake, transformation, completion, endings. We are extremely close to the highest expression of our new energy flow. I feel that in my soul too, Amy. I really, truly do. And It's that inner knowing, right? And it's a beautiful thing. The thing here is don't rush it, don't force, don't push, don't control. We've got Mercury now in Sagittarius, big picture thinker, right? Expansive mindset, about to go retrograde. Mars in Sagittarius, same thing. You may have big ideas or inspirations, and they are accurate, but we're not ready for them yet. So if we try to execute, we try to push because of the excitement or the bigger, expansive Sagittarius energy, you may find yourself disappointed only to come back down into an old way. Trust the flow. Trust the flow. Don't push, don't force. That's right. Slow and steady wins. That's right. Another thing I want to point out, we have the Taurid meteor. Actually, it's not even a shower. It's like a stream, which is coming through. We're going to start to see and experience that around the 5th on the full moon. So, with the full moon illumination, it might be a little more difficult to see these meteor showers, but it peaks on November 9th, which is my birthday. So that's exciting. And that's also in the energetics of what we're working with, right? Let's see if there's anything else I want to say here. Some more potentially, I don't always say challenging, because they're really just highlighting things that we need to see about ourselves and decide that we want to make changes. So we have Venus, who's in Libra, in a square to Jupiter in Cancer and Pluto in Aquarius. They already had their first square during the Libra new moon, October 21st. So this is the second. You may experience a turning point or reach clarity by the full moon, as this square adds intensity and tension to our relationships, exposing what's been hidden beneath the surface of our consciousness, and asks us to meet the fears that cause us a need to have some kind of control or manipulation within the dynamics of relationships to others. Allow this depth of clarity to transform us. Notice whether we feel tempted to overgive, overspend, overindulge, which this weekend was a certain, Halloween, candy, parties, all of that. I saw all of that go through this weekend. So this is very active right now. Overgive, overspend, overindulge, be excessively generous while unconsciously expecting to receive something in return or to achieve some kind of outcome. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to your behavior patterns. We're breaking out of these old behavior patterns. And then Venus also forms what's known as a yod, or a finger of God, to Neptune, Uranus, and they oppose Chiron. Something else to pay attention to. This is deepening the healing process that began on October 21st, that new moon in October 21st. It's focusing on wounds that affect our relationships, our ways of being in relationships with others, and how we relate to ourselves. Self-worth and self-love themes may emerge, offering an opportunity to tend to the parts of ourselves that learn to equate love with pain. Acknowledge how lack of reciprocity, imbalances, and self-abandonment have shaped our relationships, leaving us feeling resentful, taking advantage of. Patterns of sacrifice and over-responsibility could surface, so pay attention to that. If that's a pattern of yours that you carry and you're aware of it, pay attention. Because that's when you can make the great change. You can decide, no more. I'm no longer going to play in these old behavior patterns. We will feel a growing urge to liberate ourselves from anything that's not supporting our health, our well-being. We want to reclaim our energy and stop carrying what is not ours to carry. So, I think that's, let's see, I think that's all. Mercury and Mars and Sag oppose Uranus, who may feel drawn to making drastic decisions. That's another energy, along with the Sagittarius, Mercury, and well, it is Mars and Mercury and Sag. Okay, opposing Uranus, that's the kick. That's the ignition switch. You may feel this urge to make some kind of drastic, you may have this big download, this big idea, or just, I want to make this change, or I need to get a loan out of the bank. Whatever it is, you may want to practice the pause. Although having important conversations is also in the mix. Use discernment, feel it out. This is Uranus energy, which is combustible. It's like, I got to do this now. So you may feel drawn to making drastic decisions, have important conversations, and commit to radically following what's true and authentic to that. Grounding. Continue to ground, connect to nature through that energy. It's not saying don't do what you feel the urge to do, but slowing it down. We're past the point, because if we were at the new moon in Taurus with all of these energies, we would have let fear take over and we would have crawled back into our shell. Most of us. We would have like, oh no, but hi Martin. But we are beyond that now. Now we have the chance to be really mindful and aware of the energy that we're working with and what we're growing and evolving into. So let's pull some cards. Let's see what messages want to come through. How is everybody's Halloween, Samhain? Not that we're still having that energy right now. Did anybody have any interesting experiences with the spirit world? I think who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody, somebody came to my moon circle and was telling us that their friend had just bought an old home and things were moving around in the house. It was pretty freaky for him to experience. Amy, saw a coyote on my way home from work Friday night. I've never seen a coyote wow, in Florida. That's so interesting. Yeah, we have them here. I've seen them once. I hear them. But they like to stay hidden around here. Let's get some messages. There we have. I felt that one. Yeah, so I when you reflect back on where this journey began, I mean, aside from our birth, right? Where this big push on this planet began for all humans. The Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, South Node conjunction in Capricorn, January through April. That energy was incredibly potent, and it still has a ripple effect. It still resides within us. But if you reflect on, and I had to do this, I went back in my photos, and actually I had some videos that I did back then, readings and whatnot. And I saw that version of me who was really passionate about this, about what I do, yet still rigid and tight and worried about how I was going to be presenting myself and how I was going to be received. And I mean, the growth and the embodiment and the loosening up has been profound, and that has taken many years of self-realization, self-actualization, and confidence, meeting up with our inner demons, meeting up with our childhood wounds. We've come a long way, and to see how far we've come and that we don't have that much further to go before things are really going to open up for us, where we are going to be able to have our natural rhythm and flow, and it's going to work fluidly. Give me another word. Again, natural rhythm and flow. It is slower than the pace that we were all indoctrinated into. And I see so many beautiful things opening up. I would say by March. But don't focus on a timeline. Really, it's important to just be in the present moment through these waves of in and out, ebb and flow. Organically, yes. Thank you, Amy. Okay. Ooh. Yes, our summertime has ended, Martin. That's right. You're in another completely other hemisphere. Daylight savings time changed this past weekend. Sun is setting an hour earlier. That actually did save me on Sunday because I was up late at a family gathering, and then I had to get up at 4 a.m. to take my mom. My mom was here with me for 4 days. I had to take her to the train station at like 4 a.m. and I was so confused at the time. Thankfully, all of our cell phones and things automatically change time, but that's such a pain in the butt. Yeah. And rising an hour earlier too, I know. Oh, it's midnight there. Wow. Oh my. Well, these cards are really just okay, thank you. All right. So the message that I'm receiving, and it does have to do with our beliefs and our traditions, things that really caused a conflict within us and may have caused conflict in our relationships to others. Our old ways of being, our programming even, and the way that we would be critical on ourselves and on others, because what's in one is in the whole. We got the everything's fine card, 10 of Swords, which just means that mentally we cannot keep going this way. We cannot keep pretending that everything's fine when it is obviously not. We have the Four of Wands. And the Three of Pentacles, which is telling me that for anyone who is still stuck in an old traditional way of being, that Capricorn energy, you may be having a difficult time right now through this process. It is important to embody the slowdown and be really open to the flow and not expecting, but trusting. We've already jumped in. We've already jumped all in. Don't back down now. But there could be, we're going to get a couple more. We've got the Four of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Four of Wands speaks of a milestone. And I think it is that breakdown to breakthrough. We've come a long way, right? And we're at the point where we can celebrate. We've made it. We've made it to somewhere new. Now, I'm going to dive a little deeper into Three of Pentacles because that does speak of teamwork, collaboration, working with others to co-create a better way of living, a better way of being. Jess says that's me right now. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like for those who are still, and maybe just even wired, maybe you have a lot of Gemini or strong Mercury placement, or of overthinking things, overanalyzing things, being in the mind too much, thinking, worrying. You may still be, because what we resist persists. What we are not letting go of will continue to rev up and be a challenge. It will be more and more tension until we can finally, it's not I give up, but I let go. I surrender. Tell us more about everything's fine. Don't pretend like everything's fine if it's not, but take a deep look at, because everything is fine. Truly. The Hierophant in reverse. Yeah. That's an old record that's playing. It's from the past in the mind. It's an old record, an old loop. And it's based on maybe religion or just family tradition or society conditioning, social conditioning. There's something to learn there about yourself through that, if this is you. But pay attention to what's going on in the mind. Gemini. Yep. I felt that. Overthink, overanalyze, the nth degree. Okay. And that is a past version of you. That is, and for anybody that is experiencing this, it's a past version that is clinging. Something about the Taurus energy. Taurus can be that Four of Pentacles. Holds things a little too close. It's hard to let go because this once kept me safe. This once protected me. That's the ego. That's the mind that's talking. But it's not comfortable, as you can see. And trying so hard to slow down and be still and let the process be what it is, but I do absolutely struggle. Yeah, I understand that. It is not easy, but paying attention to why it's a struggle, because there's little nuggets in that tension, in that discomfort. It's the key. The key is there. Chiron. The glyph of Chiron is a key. The key to unlock that, to your freedom, lies in that pain, in that struggle, in that tension. So Two of Cups came out. It came out sideways. So I feel like this message can be, we've got a couple messages here with this. As far as Four of Wands. For some, it could have to do with marriage. Four of Wands can definitely be a card of marriage or partnership of sorts, but it still speaks of like life's milestones that we hit or reach. As you can see, they're celebrating. Two of Cups came out, it came out reversed and that, it came out in reverse and then moved sideways. And that speaks of truly connecting to another at a deep, intimate level. And here's that Scorpio aspect again. How comfortable are you in stripping everything away to being completely authentic and raw and real? We've got Black Moon Lilith in the mix with this moon, and that is our raw, primal, instinctual self that we have been taught that was taboo and not good or not safe. Many of us in that Capricorn patriarchal way of being. However, it requires us to know that aspect of ourselves too, and let the ones that we love in to seeing all of it. That's vulnerable. That's raw. That's wild. Chris, can you recommend a positive way to clear out our old emotions and baggage that are holding us back from moving forward? Amy suggests writing on a piece of paper, then burn it. And Martin suggests allowing the discomfort. So that's still squaring mine and Leo. I do like the suggestion of writing it down, talking about it. You can certainly burn it, because once you're aware of it, that's the thing. You first need to be aware. These are our blind spots that are being highlighted. They come to the light of consciousness. They come to the surface when we're triggered. Catch it. Oh, there it is. This is what I need to see about myself. Sit with it, dialogue with that aspect of yourself. It's connected to a deep wound that just has never been given the space or time to communicate or express its pain. We all have a pain body. Everyone on this planet has a pain body. For those of you who are not familiar with Eckhart Tolle, he speaks about the pain body in a few of his books and in many of his videos. But it is unprocessed, unresolved pain that lies dormant within us until it is triggered and activated. And when the pain body comes alive, it can take over our consciousness. It will get into the brain. And the pain body wants to feed off of something, wants to activate other people's pain body, wants to feed off of drama, wants to feed off of trauma. And you can see this even in the most lighthearted relationships. If somebody's pain body is activated, suddenly that wants to trigger the pain body in the other. And usually that's how it goes. And then you've got two unconscious people and their pain bodies interacting. So we are changing as a species. Our relationship dynamic. Oh, thank you for bringing that up, because that's making the cards make more sense. Our relationship dynamics are changing. We are waking up to our truth and new ways of being. Where was I going with all of that? Recognizing where your triggers are, your wounds are, your pain body. And that's consciousness right there. You can work with it, dialogue with it, write it down, speak it out so it's not stuck in the head, release it. There's many different ways of working with the old baggage. But really, I feel that these energies and the energetic transits are also helping us shed these things organically. Eventually, we kind of get sick of ourselves. We get sick of our own stuff and our own self and our own pity party and our own pain. And it's really helpful to organically, naturally let something go. Forgiveness is big. Forgive and let go. When you allow yourself to go into the pain, process the pain, release the pain, you naturally come to a state of, I no longer want to be this way. I no longer want to feel this way. I no longer want to operate this way. I want to form new beliefs about myself and about life, new patterns, new behaviors, new ways of being. And this is the journey that we're all on. I'm sorry, Sean. I struggle because I have fears of being a failure, not good enough. So I hold on to the things that support those expectations, but in reality, I know they no longer serve the purpose. Yeah, good time to let that go. And here's a great, we're all here together. We can write down or take note of what it is that this full moons are a release point, letting go, opening us up for something new. And I hold moon circles where I live, and we sit in circle in ceremony, and we have an illuminated moon. We share, if you want to, what it is that comes up when we do ceremony that is time to release. And it's such a help because it's a supportive environment. And that's the same thing. We can do this right here remotely. So Sean, my mom passed away and my family keeps coming by to steal all her stuff. Is that clearing out baggage? No, I wouldn't say that, but possibly. Are they things that you want to hold on to? I am very sorry to hear. Sorry for your loss. It is also important. The Hermit comes up at the bottom here as well. Oh, I did want to. Oh, well, never mind. This is an important time to take time to the self for all. This is for every one of us. Reflect on what is coming up for release, renewal. There is a lot of supportive energy right now for this releasing. Again, this is the year of completions. We're completing some pretty heavy duty things so that we can really get a new take on life. And it's up to us, every single one of us, how we act, what we believe, what we think, what we feel. It's all important. It's all interconnected in what it is that we actually experience. So we're getting a good look at what it is that still has us feeling stuck. Now, I will say that because it's not full flow yet, you may have that sensation of like, I'm doing it. I'm doing everything. And we are doing everything beautifully, brilliantly. We're making the changes. We're making the adjustments. Rome wasn't built in a day. I don't know why that just came to me, but it's taking some time. Don't expect things to just magically shift and change all of a sudden. It's been ongoing for the last 5 years, at least. For many of us, even longer than that. But that 5-year mark really is hitting. It just keeps coming back since 2020. That was a big push over the edge for a lot of us. Just such a struggle. Like things were not moving in the direction, or realizing life was not moving in the direction that was in our favor, that we liked, or we're just unhappy and tired of being that way or the old ways. And that's the thing with life. All these planets, all of our experiences, eventually we outgrow what no longer serves us. All right, so we are going to get one last message from the Oracle of the 7 Energies. Years was a David Bowie song. 5 years. 5 years. Interesting. I love David Bowie too. I feel such a deep connection to David Bowie. Ever since I was a little kid. All right. Spirit, what is your advice for all of us for this full moon in Taurus? It is beautiful. It is supporting us in the slowing down and really being comfortable in that slowing down, embodying the new or the true, let's say true, authentic versions of ourselves. What is your final message and advice for us all, please? Thank you. All right. We have shining through. I love this one. This is a good one. This is for all of us. The key concepts of this card: self-expression without filters or masks, authentic communication, being proud of who you are, shining in the world, refusing to make yourself small just to belong. You're being called to step into your true power and essence. This is one of those times when you're required to bring everything you are, all that you've learned, experienced, and integrated, and offer it up in service to the world. When you take center stage, you will be noticed. Yes, as you shine brightly, you will naturally stand apart from others. This idea may bring up excitement and genuine pride or discomfort, but this is not the time to make yourself small to avoid the glare of the spotlight and potential punishment by others. It takes courage, but know that this is the right thing for you today. You have come so far. You have been in the proverbial back of the room, in learning and gathering mode for so long, and this important time has served its purpose. You must now step into a new consciousness, seizing a new opportunity to share your wisdom. You will be like a lighthouse shining through the dark, illuminating the way for others. Be careful of the voices in your head that say you can't, or you don't know enough, or who are you to shine? The better question is, who are you not to shine? All you are and all you have become is by the grace of the divine. Now it is your duty to share your gifts. Celebrate this. Yes, absolutely. Looks like a supernova. That is a perfect message to just complete all of this, because this is the time. This is where we're at. Don't back down now. This is our time to shine. And yes, things may not be flowing the way that we know that they should be, but they will. We haven't completed this cycle yet. Stay patient, stay grounded, stay connected to you, who you are. Get used to your natural rhythm. Get used to your natural flow. And that is much slower than the pace of life that is going on outside of us. That is a powerful message, definitely. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys, for all of you. I know it was definitely helpful for me, and just really exciting. I feel excited. I can't wait to see what comes next. And we've come so far, everybody. We've come so far. We are going to be so much stronger and wiser for all of this in the coming years. And we are definitely needed, even if it is just being your authentic self. We don't have to become something spectacular, like, glitz and glam and shine and all of that. We've got that. It's in our heart. It's in our energy field. And that shines out throughout the collective that is going through a very dark squeeze right now. So, yes, and this is a super moon, by the way. If I haven't mentioned that yet, there's 3 of them this year. This is the second of the third super moon, meaning the moon is close to Earth. It appears larger, and its gravitational pull and strength is powerful, more powerful than usual. And it is so beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you guys all for being here. Yeah, so nice to be here with all of you. And thank you, everybody, for sharing. I'm sending out so much love to anybody that is struggling or going through a difficult time right now. Um, oh, thank you. Getting happy birthdays here too. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful day. And yes, thank you for the birthday wishes. That will be next Sunday during the Taurus. Maybe, just maybe, you think I might get a few shooting stars on my birthday. That would be lovely. Thank you all. I love you guys so much. Take care and stay grounded, stay connected to nature and your nature, finding our flow. Till next time. Bye.